My name is Paula Bangor, and as Kalyani told you, I'm one of her colleagues, and I'm a ritualist, and I wanted to, I'm very humbled and honored that she allowed me to honor her mother today by doing an ancestral ritual. First, I'm going to start with libation. You always welcome the ancestors with libation before any event because they make the event exciting and bring energy to the event. So we want to pour libation and honor our ancestors. So can you please stand, all of you? And when I pour the libation, you can say ashe, you can say libation, or you can say all right, whichever you prefer. All right? Okay. So I pour libation to our ancestors in the east. I pour libation to our ancestors in the west. I pour libation to our ancestors in the north. And I pour libation to our ancestors in the south. And I welcome them to take this drink and join this celebration, helping us to realize that life is forever. And that when one transitions into the ancestor world, life isn't over, it continues. And their memory and their legacy is in our hearts. And that's how they continue to live, through our knowledge of them and the memory of them, live through their legacy. I pour libation to those ancestors yet unborn, for those who we are setting a legacy for. Let us be mindful of that as we work and live in our communities. Ashe. I'm going to do an ancestral walk, but before that, I'm going to do some symbolism, honoring all the mothers in the world. So we have eggs that are symbolizing the different nations. So we have African, Indian, Latin community, Caucasian community, and the Asian community, representing all of the mothers of the earth. So now can you please light your white candle? That is the ancestral candle. The white candle acknowledges the physical world, the coming together of the physical world and the ancestral world. So we have brought our ancestors to this celebration, and since we're honoring Chandramani, we have an ancestral candle here for her, bringing her to this celebration and honoring her as a mother, okay? So you all can blow out your candles now. And you can lay them by the mother and put the eggs in the basket. Stay standing. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take an ancestral walk with our mothers. Okay? So I'd like for you to close your eyes, kind of spread out several feet so you have a little room. Find a comfortable posture and close your eyes. Take a step back and imagine that you're stepping into the body and being of your mother. If you are adopted, make a choice between your biological mother and your adopted parent. Take a few moments to get a sense of what it must have felt like to be in this body and be this personality. Take another step back and step into the body and being of your mother's mother. After sensing this grandparent for a few minutes, take another step back and into the body of your grandparent's grandmother. what does this feel like to be these mothers? What was their primary source of satisfaction? How do you understand their position within their society? How do you understand what they experienced throughout their life's journey? If you look to a non-human authority to explain human destiny, what is its nature? Now step forward into yourself. Find a posture that represents the statement that your own body is making. Hear this statement as an actual phrase of a sentence. Say it aloud. When you have explored this statement, open your eyes and know that you have journeyed with your ancestors back to the present. Our mothers have always been a source of possibility to us. They've given us energy to explore that possibility. And they have provided a safe place for us to grow and live. Not to in any way downplay the importance of the father, but the mother will always be there for you. Whether you're famous or infamous, the mother will always be there. So we honor the mothers around the world, but particularly Chandra Mani, because she has brought to us a very strong sister out there who has brought much to the community. And we want to thank her today and honor her today for her contributions to the world in the person of her daughter. And we want to celebrate her life and celebrate the contributions of all of our mothers, because without them we would not be here to even be listening to my voice at this point. So I thank you. Before we end, I'd like for you to, I have some cowrie shells here. If you could put them in the basket, they symbolize wealth and the wealth that the mothers bring to our community. For anybody who wants to put a cowrie shell in the bag, in the basket to honor the mothers you met. Thank you.
I'm the last person to speak, and I'm going to be speaking about food. And that's coming very quickly. So, my name is Lynn Sponik, and I had the great pleasure of being able to accept an invitation to travel to Nepal and come here. I mean, I just jumped up at the chance. It's great. It was 5 years ago. And I have to say that going to a strange country, I mean, not that it's strange, but a place that the culture and just the daily life is so different than my own, was an amazing experience. Right off the bat, off the plane, it was very, very different. But the thing that made it so wonderful was meeting Amma and Papa, because that's what I called them. I didn't call Kalyani's mother by her first name because she was the senior person. And I just want to express what an honor it was to spend time with them. They were a loving, respectful couple, and their house was always an activity, a hub of different relations coming, sons, daughters, nephews. Tihan, who turned out to be the sweetest escort you could ask in a foreign country, who is Kalyani's nephew. So it was just this wonderful, wonderful experience. And I think what amazed me most about the city Kathmandu, where we spent most of our time, is that the streets do not have names. Very few have names, and there are no addresses. So it's this place where you really have to kind of know where you're going, or how to say where you're going in order to get there. I couldn't do that. Tihan was a great, great, lovely escort, as I say. But I think the interesting thing about the house that Kalyani's parents lived in was that it was, there was no address. It was on the ring road by the big tree. And I was thinking about how the ring road is sort of like that embrace that I felt from the Rai family, so much so that at an anniversary of Kalyani's parents, her father made me an adopted daughter, so I'm an adopted Rai member. So I was very honored by that. So, but it was that the ring road, the embrace of her family was just amazing. They're just wonderful people. And of course, food was a part of it, and we had lots of wonderful things to eat, which we are going to eat tonight. And they are Amma's favorites, which are momos, which are wonderful little dumplings that Kalyani made. And I'm going to say this one, it's akhtar, I think. Am I saying that right? The little sauce that's so delicious. And we will have, there's a chicken curry, there's a vegetables, I'm not sure if it's a curry, and some rice, and we'll have some American salads to go with it.